Hello there, it's me. Yes, me. Who else would it be? You can't really look at me and me say it's anyone else than me, can you? Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Today I have the joy of having a test drive in this Land Rover Defender, which is a 2007, obviously facelift model. In fact, I think it's 2008. It's either 2007, 2008, or 2009. You know what I mean though. Freelander 2, not Freelander 1, and it's a Freelander 2 with the facelift. So it doesn't have that funny sticky out pouty face that the old one does. You know, the one that does this. That's long enough. I always liked the styling of the Freelander 1, and you can see a few of the styling cues on the Freelander 2 as well. Yeah, they basically copied their own car. There's probably nothing wrong with that though, really, is there? Only thing is, it's kind of difficult to put your finger on exactly where they've copied it, because, you know, although the car's the same size, it's got big slabby doors, but then all cars like this have big slabby doors. The clamshell bonnet is almost exactly the same as the previous model. Headlamps also similar in style, and of course the Land Rover across the bonnet there is, well, it lets you know from a distance what's behind you. I'm surprised actually they never thought of reversing the type just so you can tell what is behind you, like that. Yes, a brief explanation here. What I mean is, when you look in your rear view mirror, you see it the right way round. I think the dimensions are exactly the same width, same height, same length, etc. That is basically all the dimensions covered, but somehow it looks chunkier than the old one. Certainly the wheels do. Nice big 18-inch 235 wheels on there. I reckon those look quite cool. They'd look even better if they were clean though. I like this roofline part there that sweeps up. It gives you the impression that it's actually higher up in the back. It's not though, look. The headlining isn't affected. It's just an optical illusion. The rear light clusters remind me of the old ones, even though they're nothing like the old ones. That really is how style and design work. See, it's got those ridges on the roof that look quite purposeful, but again, it's nonsense. It doesn't do anything. It's just ridges. Underneath the big clamshell bonnet, we find a 2.2 PSA diesel engine. Diesel! So it's made by Peugeot and Citroën and Ford, ever so slightly, I believe. It's actually quite a good diesel engine. Believe about 190 brake horsepower it has. It's sat very low down in the engine bay there as well. That has two purposes. The first one being lowering the centre of gravity, of course, and the second being making it more difficult to work on and having to kind of clamber over the top like that. Why would they actually want you to do that? I don't know, but somehow they have done. The timing belt has all been changed recently. Coolant looks good. All that looks good, all clean. Door shut sounds a bit Vauxhall-y actually. Inside the car. It's all very, well, it's quite nice. It's quite a nice driving position. You're quite high up, obviously, but you're quite high up above the bonnet, which is always quite a nice thing. The doors, you're not sat with your elbow right up there like you often are, but on a more comfortable kind of position, just like that. This is an everyday car, so it is full of everyday things like bits of junky things in the centre console there. Cloth seats and rubber door mats and a stereo. So there you go, the car is switched on and it's idling very smoothly. Automatic gearbox, climate control, original stereo, which I won't be messing with, but I want to have a feel of these buttons here. Nice wheels. I'd rotate that one, but I know it's going to feel exactly the same as that one.
Starting normal recording.
That's how you switch the radio off. hands-free kit, all these other things here. Nice, nice. Good purposeful buttons. I am now sat in the back of the Freelander and it's okay. It's not quite as roomy as I was expecting though. Yes, plenty of headroom up here, plenty of headroom. But the knee room is a little bit limited, and you kind of sit quite bolt upright like you're being told off. And you need to lift up these headrests, otherwise they tend to dig in your back a little bit. It's got a boot. And what I need to do now is take it for a drive. But otherwise it'd be pointless, wouldn't it? Oh, just notice this tiny little rubber mat just there. That's very reminiscent of the Freelander one. Well, I'm used to driving in an upright position as I have a transit recovery truck, so this is nothing new to me. It does feel a bit more civilized vehicle. It feels higher up than it looks from the outside, is what I'm trying to say. And that gives you a sense of, I don't know, maybe I do feel a bit royal in this actually. I am waving at people, but then I do that anyway. Oh. Time to give this car the beans. Ready? Go. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I bet this micro goes in the wrong lane and gets in the way. Nope, no he's not. Right, excellent. 2.2 litre diesel engine with 190 brake horsepower. Doesn't sound like a massive amount for what is obviously going to be quite a heavy car, but it goes better than I was expecting, and it kicks down well. Well, listen, slight delay, and then off it goes. The steering, I must say, is very light indeed, maybe just a bit too light for something that is obviously a bit taller than something you'd normally be chucking around roundabouts. I don't really think I want to chuck it around too fast. It's raining. The diesel sounds quite light. Often diesels have a really kind of heavy lumbersome feel to it. This one isn't. Oh, stop raining. So miserable. It's unnecessary. I remembered I just left the door open, the window open in my car as well. Just noticed the reflection on the back of that Golf there. That's obviously got auto lights, which is a very good feature for those who don't know that it's gone dark. That sounds ridiculous, but you do see it. You see lots of people driving around with no lights on. I certainly have. It's not me. Speaking of auto lights and automatic gearbox, this has auto wipers, which I've only just realised because I didn't actually switch them on, but they've come on by themselves. It's not exactly a new feature, but it's quite. Is it good? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's quite good. Is it a good? I don't know. But all I'm doing is just talking nonsense now. But the engine's nice and punchy, which I like. But the only thing is, that's all you have, just this punch, and then you know there's no surprising power like you get in a K series engine, for example. I'm always banging on about them, but I just like them. It's got parking sensors. There we go, it's like the wipers have a mind of their own. I do like these big mirrors. Good for reversing. And no real excuse for banging into things. So, overall, Land Rover Freelander. It's good, I like it. Interior quality wise, the steering wheel's quite nice. It looks very much like they've copied that off the Discovery. Air vents are quite good. They're a bit floppy, but you know they're good enough. And a few, not particularly substantial bits of trim here and there. So thank you to Senior Mustard for another test drive. As an afterthought on this car, I used to have a Freelander 1, and I always enjoyed its drive. It was very spirited and very typically Roverish really, and that's not quite the same with this one. It does feel a bit Ford or a bit Peugeot, or maybe it's all very well, you know, there's nothing wrong with the way it drives. It just doesn't have that same kind of joy to it that the old Freelander did.